A victory at home to close out the season wasn't enough for the Tigers. Something else this evening made this win a little sweeter than most.
The World Series comes to a close. Basketball is preparing for the start of its season, and football is in the middle of an intense race for its finish. I'm Sarah Polcheski, and this is Tiger Tally.
One of the main players on my team that has to step it up and get back in his groove is Aaron Rodgers, and he needs to be my biggest key player. He's been not his best recently, and he needs to step it up as well as the Bills defense. They've been playing amazing, and if they can keep it up and possibly get the Bills into the top wild card spot, because who's going to beat the Patriots, then my team might actually have a chance at coming back after last week.
Yesterday, Gus Malzahn announced that defensive end Paul James III will likely miss the rest of the season with a knee injury. James has 3 total tackles so far this season.
Welcome back to Tiger Tally. I'm Sarah Polcheski. We have a champion. Wednesday night, the Cubs beat the Indians 8-7 to clinch their first World Series championship in 108 years. In that game, former Auburn baseball player David Ross hit a home run. Ross, 39 years of age, is the oldest player in the MLB to have a homer in the World Series. Former Auburn quarterback and current Panthers quarterback Cam Newton is making headlines this week. Newton spoke on how he feels unsafe at times when he's playing the game of football. Newton said he feels like he doesn't get the calls that some other quarterbacks do. It was announced yesterday that Newton spoke with Commissioner Roger Goodell to express his concerns. Coming up next, we'll go into our Fantasy Football League Auburn edition. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
Yeah, my team, they need to step it up. They need to stop getting injured, like Jordan Reed and Sammy Watkins, who's on IR, and Sammy Coates, and pretty much everybody else. So hopefully my backups that I picked up can actually play unlike the backups did last week.
Soccer hit the road this weekend for key SEC matchups. On Friday, they took down the 12th-ranked Florida Gators in Gainesville for the first time in program history, winning 3-0. 2 of the goals came from Kristen Dodson. The Tigers then traveled to Athens and defeated the Bulldogs 4-1. Kristen Dodson again netted 2 goals in the match. Soccer returns home this Friday for another SEC match against Missouri at 7 p.m. The Auburn Tigers are back in action at home to close out the regular season against the Tennessee Volunteers. The game was a battle from the beginning, each team scoring in the first half, going in the second half tied 1-1. It was Auburn striking first in the second half as Casey Ramsier scored in the 81st minute. The Tigers continued to show their strength, scoring again in the 84th minute on a shot by Bree Folds. The Tigers won the match 3-1 after notching a total of 21 shots, making Tennessee goalie Shea Yanez to make 7 saves. If victory alone wasn't enough for the Tigers made the night even more special by having their senior night. 6 senior players on the team were honored before the game with flowers and hugs from coaches, players, and parents. The Tigers' win gives them the number 2 seed in the SEC tournament, which is set to kick off for the Tigers on Wednesday in Orange Beach, Alabama. For Eagle Eye Sports, I'm Sarah Polcheski.
2, 1, 0.
The regular season will tip off next Friday, November 11th, when the Tigers host North Florida at 8:30 in the Auburn Arena. They're getting hot. Stay tuned to find out what has been going on in the world of Auburn sports. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
I'm actually going to have to go the opposite way. I'm going to have to go with Virginia Tech. Playing in Virginia Tech is one of the hardest places to play. And Miami's coming off of 2 losses to North Carolina and Florida State, where Virginia Tech is coming off of a loss to Syracuse. So Virginia Tech has a lot more to claim back on their talk to possibly get a bowl game than Miami does.
In addition to being named SEC Offensive Player of the Week, Kristen Dodson was also named the NCAA Women's National Player of the Week. Dodson had 4 goals, including 2 game winners and 2 assists over the weekend. Volleyball hosted the LSU Tigers in the Auburn Arena this past Friday.
I mean, this is a really close game. Ole Miss tore apart LSU's defense last year, so Chad Kelly has an edge on them, but LSU has their number. It's going to be a really close game, but I'm going to have to go with LSU.